Before you say a single word, she's already read you. Posture, pace, eye contact. All of it lands before your voice does. And most guys have no idea what their body is actually communicating while they're busy thinking about what to say. Today, the body language habits that quietly signal high value, and the ones that quietly undercut everything you're trying to project. Let's get into it. First, your walk. Most guys don't think about how they move through a room. They just move. But rushed, hunched, hurried movement reads as anxious before you've even reached the person you're walking toward. Slow your pace down slightly. Keep your chest open. Let your arms swing naturally instead of staying glued to your sides. A relaxed walk signals a relaxed mind. And people register that instantly, even subconsciously, often before they've registered anything else about you. Second, eye contact that doesn't flinch away first. This isn't about staring someone down. It's about not being the one who breaks contact out of discomfort. When you're talking and she looks at you, hold it naturally. Let her be the one to look away if she wants to. Constantly darting your eyes around the room signals discomfort in your own skin, and discomfort is the opposite of what you're trying to project. This doesn't mean holding a stare for an unnatural length either. It just means not being the one who flinches away first out of nerves. Third, stillness in your hands. Watch nervous people. Their hands are everywhere, adjusting their shirt, touching their face, fidgeting with their phone. Calm, grounded men keep their hands relatively still, gesturing naturally when they talk, but not constantly self-soothing through small movements. If you notice yourself fidgeting, that's usually a sign your nervous system needs to reset, not your hands. Fourth, taking up appropriate space instead of shrinking. This isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about not physically compressing yourself, crossing your arms tightly, hunching your shoulders forward, making yourself smaller than you actually are. Stand with your shoulders back, your chest open, your feet planted at a natural width. Physical space and psychological confidence are more connected than people realize, and changing one genuinely shifts the other. Fifth, your reaction time to things happening around you. Jumping at every loud noise, flinching at unexpected touches, reacting instantly to every little disruption. All of that reads as a nervous system on high alert. Grounded men have a slight delay in their reactions, not because they're slow, but because they're not constantly scanning for threats. That half second of calm before reacting is one of the most subtle but powerful signals of actual security, and it's almost impossible to fake convincingly if you don't actually feel it. Sixth, your breathing, which almost nobody thinks about consciously. Shallow, fast breathing up in your chest keeps your whole body in a low-grade state of tension that shows up in your voice, your posture, everything you do without you realizing it. Breathing slower, deeper, into your stomach changes your baseline state within minutes, not hours, minutes. Before any interaction that matters, a few slow breaths does more for your presence than any line or technique you could plan in advance. And seventh, matching your movement speed to your confidence level, not your nerves. When people get nervous, they tend to speed up, talking faster, moving faster, rushing through interactions to get them over with. Slowing yourself down deliberately, even when your instinct is to rush, communicates that you're not trying to escape the moment. Slow is confident. Fast is often fear wearing a disguise. Put all seven together, and the theme is consistent. Your body needs to communicate calm before your words ever get the chance to. Walk slower. Hold eye contact naturally. Keep your hands still. Take up your actual space. Let your reactions have a beat of delay. Breathe from your stomach, and move at the pace of someone who isn't trying to escape the room. None of this requires faking anything. It just requires noticing what your nervous system is doing in the moment and choosing to regulate it instead of letting it run the show unchecked. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's about removing the layer of static that anxiety adds on top of who you already are underneath it. Practice one of these a day, this week, and watch how differently people respond to you before you've said much of anything at all. Peace.